It feels like a weight, a quiet, constant pressure in the back of your mind. It's the number you see when you log into your credit card account, the one that never seems to go down no matter how much you throw at it. For someone in New Jersey right now, that number is, on average, $9,382. That's up over 8% from last year. And it's not just there. Across the country, this weight is getting heavier. It's part of a much larger story, a story that includes $1.77 trillion in student loan debt held by nearly 43 million people. Federal undergraduate loan rates are at a 16-year high. And if you zoom out even further, the picture gets starker. The US national debt blew past $38 trillion late last year. The interest payments alone on that debt hit $970 billion. That's the third largest government expense, right behind Social Security and Medicare. It's so significant that Moody's, one of the big credit rating agencies, actually downgraded the US credit rating, citing the enormous debt burden. When the people who rate entire countries get nervous, it's a signal, a loud one. But what does a national credit downgrade or a $1 trillion deficit have to do with that number on your credit card statement? Everything. It's all part of the same climate, a climate where debt is easy to get into and incredibly hard to get out of. And the long-term forecast, according to the Congressional Budget Office, is for slower economic growth fueled by this very debt. This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about human cost. The stress is a corrosive agent linked to anxiety, depression, even high blood pressure. It limits your choices. Low-income students buried in loans are often forced to take jobs for stability, not passion, killing upward mobility before it even starts. This financial strain doesn't just affect one person. It can echo through generations, perpetuating cycles of poverty. And this burden isn't shared equally. If you're a member of Generation X, you're likely carrying the highest average credit card debt. If you're Gen Z, yours is the lowest, but it's also growing faster than anyone else's. There are deep racial divides here too. Among people who have credit cards, a staggering 78% of Black adults carry a balance for month to month. For Hispanic adults, it's 62%. For white adults, that number is 42%. People of color are also significantly more likely to face a debt collection judgment, even when you control for their credit score. This isn't an accident. It's the result of systemic friction and unequal access to the tools of financial stability. So if you feel like the game is rigged, you're not wrong. But understanding how it's rigged is the first step to learning how to win. So why do we do it? Why do we get caught in this trap? Part of it is just being human. We're wired with something called present bias. Our brains are designed to prioritize immediate gratification, the new phone, the vacation, the dinner out, over a theoretical, far-off future benefit, like being debt-free. We overestimate our ability to handle it. We think, I'll pay it off when I get that raise. That's overconfidence. That raise comes, and what happens? Lifestyle inflation. The spending rises to meet the new income, and the debt either stays the same or grows. Then there's emotional spending, using shopping as a crutch for stress or anxiety, a way to feel in control when other parts of life feel chaotic. It's a temporary fix that creates a much larger, more permanent problem. These aren't character flaws. They are predictable patterns of human psychology, and lenders understand them far better than we do. Their entire business model is built on them. Recognizing these patterns in yourself is like seeing the code behind the matrix. It doesn't immediately solve the problem, but it's the first time you can see the trap for what it is. So how do you disarm the trap? You need a plan. You need a toolkit. The first tool is an audit, a brutally honest look at where you are. That means pulling your credit report, tracking every dollar you spend for a month, and facing the numbers without judgment. It's your map of the battlefield. The second tool is a safety net, an emergency fund. Even a small one, $500, $1,000, acts as a wall between you and the next unexpected expense. It's what keeps a flat tire from becoming new credit card debt. Once you have your map in your wall, you can go on the offensive. A popular strategy is the debt snowball. You list your debts from smallest to largest, ignoring the interest rates, and you throw every extra dollar at the smallest one while making minimum payments on the others. When it's paid off, you feel a huge psychological win. That momentum then snowballs as you take all the money you were paying on that first debt and apply it to the next smallest one. It works because it's about building motivation. The alternative is the debt avalanche, where you focus on the highest interest rate debt first. It's mathematically faster, but some people find it harder to stick with. Another powerful tool is consolidation. The average credit card interest rate is almost 20%. The average personal loan rate is closer to 12%. Consolidating your high-interest cards into one personal loan can save you a fortune. But there's a catch. To get that lower rate, you need a good credit score, and the difference a good score makes is stunning. Take a 30-year, $300,000 mortgage. Someone with a 760 credit score might get a rate of 5.75%. Someone with a 640 score could be looking at 7.3%. Over the life of the loan, that's an extra $113,000. Your credit score isn't just a number, it's a direct tax on your future, or a discount. Paying bills on time and keeping your balances low isn't just about being responsible, it's about saving yourself a literal fortune. And the ground beneath our feet is always shifting. The rules change. For instance, the Department of Education recently restarted collections on defaulted federal student loans. That means wage garnishment for millions of people, a massive financial headwind. At the same time, the Federal Reserve cut its benchmark interest rate, which can make borrowing slightly cheaper. And there's some genuinely good news. The Biden administration issued a final rule banning unpaid medical bills from appearing on credit reports. This is huge. It's expected to wipe $49 billion in medical debt from the records of over 15 million Americans. The average credit score for those people is projected to go up by 20 points. For some, that will be the difference between being trapped and being able to access those lower interest tools we talked about. It's a reminder that policy matters. Individual action is critical, but the systems we live in can either set us up for failure or give us a fighting chance. So where does this leave us? It leaves us in a fight against a system designed to profit from our debt, and a fight against our own psychological wiring. Avoiding high interest debt isn't about deprivation. It's not about saying no to everything you enjoy. It's about taking back control. It's about making conscious, deliberate choices so that your money serves your goals, not a bank's bottom line. It requires looking at the big picture, the national economy, government policy, and at the smallest detail, that daily coffee purchase, that subscription you forgot about. The tools are there, the budget, the emergency fund, the snowball method, the savvy use of your credit score. But the most important tool is the decision to stop letting the weight define you, and to start, step by step, the long, difficult, but ultimately liberating process of putting it down for good.